I'm gonna take you for a ride. I'm gonna take you for a ride. Hello. Hello and welcome to a mysterious black screen because I'm gonna be booting up this TANUKI game for the very first time. Okay. I pressed the Xbox button on my controller to turn it on. Little did I actually know that I was pressing the Xbox button to enter Steam Big Picture mode. Didn't know that that would happen. I'm gonna try to boot up TANUKI. Okay, TANUKI's TANUKI Pawn Summer for the first time here, and I'm really hoping that I don't have technical difficulties because unfortunately, I had to do some troubleshooting for Pawn's Summer. I mean Penguin Colony. Oh, this is cute. Okay, let's lower the volume here. If you could not tell, I'm not doing okay right now. Actually, I'm extremely stressed out, and one of the reasons why is because the latest video is underperforming, and that is to raise a lot more money than just enough for one person. That is to fund a lawsuit. If we have anyone watching with disposable income, if you'll scroll down, you'll see the donation button. And actually, I should hit these settings before I begin the game. I'm gonna have to talk to people. I think looking good. Let's not max it out just in case. Wait a second, hang on. Is this okay, that's just a JPEG. I was wondering if they were gonna like animate a little preview window for the changing graphical effects, but Jesus Christ, this is polished. Whew, what am I trying to say? I need to collect my thoughts. I've been having some technical issues with some Unity Engine games over the past year that many of you guys have seen on stream, where my screen will suddenly turn black and the graphics drivers will reset and the computer will kind of refresh itself, all within the span of like a negligible amount of time, like 1/8 of a second, but it will cause certain programs to hang up, more often than not Firefox, and sometimes the game itself. So I was testing the Penguin Colony demo earlier and ended up spending hours troubleshooting a very strange problem that was an awful lot like what 1000X Resist was giving me. Hey, this window is not cropped properly. Okay, there we go. Now we're good. Hello, Twisted Operator. George, Turtle, Smiley Face. Does that mean I'm cool but slow? I feel cool but slow. I'm working on some very cool projects, but I'm 2 hours behind where I wanted to be because of some kind of bullshit just keeps cropping up. I found out the solution to this problem that's been plaguing me for many years. Oh, you just love Turtle. Okay, I'll accept it. It might have been my USB ports. This motherboard was donated to me by a fan after my previous computer exploded with a roach explosion in late 2023, and so I went through most of 2024 broke and using a different computer that was 15 years out of date to make that Napoleon video with. So this is a previously loved motherboard that has had a few years of service, and even then is a generation above the one that exploded. And as a result of it going through a few years of love, some of the USB ports are kind of wonky. They might be fine if you want to like hook up something boring like a printer, but apparently for a game controller, I looked at the crash log files, and I'm almost wanting to freestyle to the beat of this cute music. I looked at the crash files and saw this line repeating over and over again. It said that there was a controller detected Xbox controller. Now we're going to use input Xbox controller. Oh, new controller detected Xbox controller. Now we're going to use the Xbox controller. Oh, new controller detected Xbox controller. And when I'm playing the game, I don't notice that the game was apparently redetecting the Xbox controller over and over again. And from my point of view, it seemed completely seamless, and then after 5 minutes, the game would crash. I've tested it for 10 minutes, because that's as much time as I have, and saw that when I use a different USB port on the front of the case instead of on the back of the case, because those USB ports aren't connected to this previously loved motherboard, it was not crashing on me for about 10 minutes. I cannot guarantee that it might last longer. Not sure game audio is on stream. It is. It's just quiet. Yeah, Val, isn't that wonderful? I read how video game journalist and internet celebrity was distracted from Hunt Showdown Masterclass by a fire next to his house, Pure Cinema. The fire was technically at the bottom of the house. Yeah, it might be suspiciously quiet. Let me bring it up then. Because it's good. This is good. This is really good menu music, and I think it's adorable. I should start the game and quit talking about my problems that I had today. I've had a very, very busy week, but today was full of more problems than usual because I do have to face the reality of how this latest GoFundMe fundraiser is underperforming. And, I did lose a lot of time to troubleshooting, but I think this problem is related to something that's been plaguing me for a year that I might have finally figured out. And I'm looking forward to like playing Spy Fiction again and seeing whether or not, when I have all of these processes running on the computer, when OBS is running, when Steam App Overlay is running, when Steam Overlay is running, and I'm streaming the game to Twitch, and I'm using a controller that seems to be redetecting itself over and over again, I guess it was just too much for even this motherboard to handle, and the games would sometimes freeze up every now and then or crash every now and then. I'm looking forward to seeing if changing the USB port is going to solve that problem. I did test keyboard and mouse for a while and found more stability there, but that's not how you're supposed to play some of these games. And I'm pretty sure we are not supposed to play Tanuki Pawn Summer with the mouse and keyboard. Wait, hang on. Before I give the game, I need to explain more context. Tanuki Pawn Summer, I believe, is led by... I need to look at the credits and see what role he is. I do feel confident saying that this is the brainchild of my friend Liam Edwards, who lives in Japan, and if I'm going down this rabbit hole of pointing out how games are autobiographical to some subtle extent, no matter what they are, even if they are Tetris, something as abstract and seemingly alien from material reality as Tetris can still reflect to some extent the author's autobiographical experience. Liam's games are kind of sort of about being a foreigner living in Japan. They Cursed to Golf and the various demos that he made before are kind of like Japanese games in that they are relatively polished and have a very big interest in clean, pleasing aesthetics, but they're not quite so polished as what you would expect from actual in-house Japanese AA or AAA studios that have the sort of crunch overwork culture. Now, so far as I can tell, Liam still has to deal with a good bit of that, but the games that come out are like, they take place in Japan. They're about Japanese stuff. At first glance, they might look like Japanese games, but on further plays, you'll see that there is a different kind of cultural expression going on that is, I feel, the reflection of the autobiographical experience of being a foreigner game developer living in Japan. And there are actually quite a few of those. Sometimes when you look at the studios involved in that phenomenon, you might be surprised. I think Enter the Gungeon was made by a team in a similar sort of circumstance. And in order to make that situation work, you're probably going to have funding. They're not quite as raw as like the actual indie Japanese games that you would like buy from CDs at Comiket in the middle of huge crowds. They're not Touhou games. They're like really cute, clean, polished, AA quote-unquote indie, but not really. Liam and I had a huge argument about that on our podcast. Games that have a degree of production values behind them. While lad, not lady, glad he's still doing his passion. Haven't heard from that lady in a long time. Yeah, Twisted Operator, this is Liam. This is what Liam has been doing since the eternal hiatus that the Dad and Sons podcast has been going through, ever since we had a bitter, angry, nasty argument about NFTs in 2021. Was I bigger than your arguments with Matt about crypto? I don't think it was as big as that one, but I don't think this argument ever really got resolved by culture. There is the argument over what the word indie actually means. There is no police organization that's going to arrest you for using the word wrong. But as someone who has a brain that's been manipulated by journalism education, where you have to care a hell of a lot about every single word that gets put in your story, and when you're doing the traditional newspaper method, you have the little AP handbook next to you that's almost like a dictionary, where it will tell you exactly how journalistic standards utilize the word. So my philosophy is to look at it from an etymological perspective, etymological, where the etymology of the word references independence. So by my definition of the word, I would call Valve games indie games, even though they are extremely expensive and were made with the kind of budget that many AAA games could do not have access to. And Liam is from the perspective of a game developer who is fighting for funding from publishers that can fund ambitious projects and realize the visions that they're after with this degree of polish and production value put onto that. But in order to make that pitch, you gotta make it sound cool. So he's not exactly here right now, but we had this podcast going for so many years that I can almost hear him in my head arguing with me right now about it. I think his definition of the word was more that indie reflects the aesthetics of a punk rock sort of thing. That indie is supposed to, in a sense, reflect the independence of the creators more so than the independence of the funding model. And in that respect, I guess Valve's Half-Life stuff wouldn't count because it is so much more conventional and not really doing a punk rock rebellious against convention norms thing. I don't exactly know if Tanuki Pond Summer here is reminding me of punk rock, but with the explanation and the stuff I am already seeing on the screen right in front of my face, I am seeing personal expression already. It looks like a incredibly talented team of foreigners are imitating or inspired by or borrowing the adorable aesthetics of a Japanese style. Independence, not indie kickflips. We will be doing indie kickflips, which is going to be wild. This is like way more ambitious and a huge step up from Curse to Golf. I prefer a world where art is free from the constraints of capitalism. I don't know what camp that makes me. Now draw your sword and have at me! I'd probably take a little of column A, a little of column B. I don't know. I said no one's gonna arrest you for using the different version of the word. And this is maybe one of the problems of video game culture is that authorities have not really appeared. Man, there's still incredibly stupid debates that are happening over what the word game even means. Remember how children were having a very toxic discourse on the racist website x.com over whether or not mixtape counts as a game? I don't understand how this stuff hasn't been settled by now, because I've seen the same arguments repeat ad infinitum over and over again for over 30 years of my life, which makes me come more and more to the conclusion that it's children driving those kinds of debates, and not wired, weary, teary adults who have at some point had to settle on something. That's wisdom. Admitting that you don't know is wisdom, insisting that you do is childishness. Let's play game. We get 3 slots and an autosave. Oh my god, look at that. That's detailed. Cropping is interesting too. Oh no, we got the Breath of the Wild as the bushy green grass with a bright blue sky. That means it's ripping off Breath of the Wild, right, gamers? Okay, I think this is the first scene where I've seen the raccoon look the most like an actual raccoon. Use L and R to control the camera. Okie dokie. A is a pounce. Uh-oh. There's a little run cycle. TANUKI tutorial. Get on your BMX with the X button. What else would it be? Okay. Those 2 sentences are pairing together beautifully. Bird! Oh, is that like a Tony Hawk thing? Okay, so journal is down. We recommend finding a troll scheme that matches your playstyle. Down on the D-pad. Not working at the moment. Start is not working. I think Steam is screwing up my inputs. God damn it. I was talking earlier, I can't even press escape, about how, technical difficulties may be something we should be expecting here, and I hate that. I really wish I had more time to test this before playing, but before playing I was dealing with troubleshooting some, well, at least the oh yeah, you can bounce on the gate. Okay, maybe we need to get to the end of the tutorial before these other buttons work. So I spent the first chunk of my day doing lawsuit work. The second chunk of my day prepping for the stream, which ended up ballooning into a troubleshooting session. And I would like to spend the third chunk of my... I will be doing some productivity stuff on the stream later on for research. I'm going to be watching some of my old videos and taking notes, and then after the stream I'm going to be sending out some interview materials to people I'm interviewing for the next video project. Okay, RB works. Oh, did you see it turn into mouse and keyboard input for a split second there? 30 days remaining, 29. Oh, that's a festival, right? Isn't that what that word means? I wonder if one of the giveaways that this is a game by foreigners in Japan is the manually controllable camera. That's been a topic of cultural game design discussion for a couple decades now. Apparently, Japanese games by Japanese people are have been, but are getting over it in recent years, the aversion to a fully manually controllable camera. In the early 2000s, it caused a lot of Japanese gamers motion sickness. A fully controllable camera is something that market had to get used to for a few years, but nowadays I don't think the distinction is quite as apparent as it was in my youth. Any extras back here? I'm really nervous about whether or not my controller is working correctly. Let me see if, properties, controller... Yeah, it's using some kind of Steam input situation. Is escape doing anything on the keyboard? No, it's not. So maybe I do need to get to the tutorial to press the button and the start button and the down on the D-pad button. Oh! It was capitalized. Wonder why he decided to use they that's right. Video games are team projects. Why they decided to use the word bunny hop instead of just regular ordinary hop or jump. It is an extreme sports Tony Hawk skateboarding term, so maybe I shouldn't be thinking too hard about that one. Oh, cool. Oh, of course, like Tony Hawk, hold the higher. Hey, it's not bunny hopped in that, it's not capitalized in that tutorial. What's the brake button? Is it R, LB? Does the spike have brakes? I remember that being an important distinction of some styles of bikes. Okay. Can we reverse? Don't know. I just want to prove to myself that I can hop over the next ledge before going to the next stage of the tutorial. Yeah! But a new ledge appears. Do I want to hop onto this one? I'm sorry, I mean bunny hop onto this one? I don't know. I don't think I can. Okay, we're satisfied. Whee! 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 So at what point in the game... Oh, hell yeah, that was a really big one. At what point in the game do we start seeing points show up at the bottom of the screen? I'm gonna press keyboard buttons and see if a journal comes up. No, no journal on my keystrokes. Pretty. Wait, hang on, I'm interested in the sign. Oh, wait, what did I just do? LT was some kind of quick turn move, it feels like. Oh, we got speed lines, that means we're going fast. Yeah, what's this? Is this actual hiragana or squibblies? I do not recognize it. And it's so simple. But then again, hiragana can get pretty simple. So, I've been to Japan about 4 times. I'm pretty sure I hung out with Liam for maybe 3 of those 4 trips. And for one of those 4 trips, I actually had hiragana memorized. They have 3 different alphabets. And hiragana is the one for babies and advertisers who want to display text in extremely large size from an extremely long distance on billboards and stuff. And it felt like being a toddler again. It was wonderful, where you're surrounded by a bunch of squibblies that make no sense, and then you learn the language, and all of a sudden you're surrounded by writing that makes sense and is beautiful. I didn't come anywhere close to learning the other 2 alphabets, which are much more complicated. But that might have been hiragana on the stop sign. I had a decent stab at the language for one of those trips and then immediately lost it 6 months later after getting back home. There we go. Whee! Oh no! Fuck me! God damn it! Guess what happened? The game crashed! Okay, we're gonna try this again with no USB input. No, we're not. We're going to try it again with mouse and keyboard. We're going to try it again with no USB controller. Oh, it didn't play a jingle noise to show that I disconnected it. Anyways, let's try again with mouse and keyboard instead. Whatever kind of crash I just had is also one that made Firefox load and unload. 99% of TANUKI recommend a controller. Well, I'm sorry. The controller is crashing my games these days. We will find out. I've had more reliability with mouse and keyboard, but we'll just have to suffer with the inferior control scheme. Sacrifice that for stability. What the hell is wrong with my computer? Because, like, this is not something... It's similar to the crashes I was getting with 1000X Resist, where it's really frustrating because they don't happen until you're like 5 or 10 minutes into the game, and then they'll happen either when the game is processing inputs or loading new data in and out of of your system. So it happens when you're doing something decisive as a player, which is the fucking worst. But that's not this game's fault. A lot of games have been doing this to me on this new computer that I got a few months ago. What was that? That cute little animation where you can leap him out of the bench. Okay, so, wow, yeah, it actually feels not that bad compared to how scary the warning message was. Nice, motion blur when you're glancing around with precision. Okay, so journal is supposed to be 3. Yeah, 3 is not doing anything. So I guess we unlock the journal for the tutorial. Do we... Okay, we are turning into the camera. That's going to be interesting. And what was it, spacebar? Ooh, look at how he squishes when you load it up. Control to brake. Okay, I must have missed that the first time. We do have brakes. And yeah, someone in the Twitch chat mentioned how in BMX world, brakes are a different concept. Coaster brakes. They're not as good. Apparently, if you're doing sick tricks on a BMX bike, brakes are lame. They get in the way or something. Shift. Shift is sprint. Good. Well, this isn't that bad. We'll get used to this control scheme if it doesn't crash the game. Yes. We remember how to capital B bunny hop. Okay, so W and S won't make me do front flips. A and D will make me do 360s. Who's this guy? Rail, then press and hold up. Oh, maybe they mean W? Up. Okay, this might be kind of weird if I have to switch from... if I have to switch from mouse to... if I have to switch from mouse to arrow keys. Sorry, I can't talk as fast as I can enjoy game. Alright, we're making our own fun for a while here with the physics objects. What can I do with this trash can close to the guy? Oh no! Aw, this is cute. Okay, we're two-handing. There we go. Oh my gosh, you do actually have to get your hand off the camera and onto the keyboard. Base, then S plus right. Okay, so I guess is like, what does S do the other? Oh, this isn't that. I could just pretend like I'm playing Tony Hawk on a PlayStation 1 where the camera control wasn't really something you had to take for granted in the first place. There is generous auto-aim for getting him on those rails, so I don't have to be perfectly precise either. There's also a questionable sense of gravity. Yeah. Oh. W plus down S. Okay, so let's see, what would this? Are they like corresponding to the face buttons of a PlayStation controller? Ow. Yes. I'm not getting the air control I was getting earlier. There we go. What am I doing wrong? Maybe I'm just not used to these keyboard controls yet. Okay, so what does it mean when it's your Xbox controller crashing your games? I mean, maybe the technical term is something like the USB polling interval is too high. Why could it be the case that my Xbox controller is crashing my games? And why... There we go. Am I finding it impossible to do tricks and think about talking at the same time? Ow. Ooh, nice footstep noises. Okay, there we go. I'm getting it. I'm learning. Hell yeah, that was clean. I guess. Oh, look at how the dialogue box squishes with satisfying tweening. Oh, what was that? That was cool. Bike lift. Okay, so I'm starting to get it. When I'm in the air, I'm just gonna press WSAD and arrow keys and see what happens. Yeah! Oh, fuck yeah! Oh, sick! Ow. Okay, so maybe I should stop mashing once the animation starts. I'll accept that. Oops. Cool guy. Oh, the glasses! Okay, so I think that was down in S? Yeah! Oh, and you can hold it for... There we go. Look at me, I'm figuring it out. I think... Ow. I was going too fast for my own good. It's just weird to memorize right corresponds to backflip up and down. So if you press the buttons that are down, your bike flips. Hell yeah. But if you press the buttons to the right, your back flips. But maybe that's kind of sort of because he's like shifting his weight to the right to make the backflip. I can visualize it. Oh! Oof. Looked like it hurt. How does, like, Tanuki health insurance work? He's not wearing a helmet. And that last fall looked potentially lethal. He hit the ground head first. Is there, like, a Tanuki Red Bull company that sponsors his Tanuki health insurance? Okay, I think I'm almost ready for the next... Look at... Yeah! Oh! Oh, did I see little mail envelopes spill out? Instead of blood, undelivered mail spills out of your character when he's hurt. Ah! I've also adjusted to feeling not a lot of temptations to move my hand onto my mouse and control the camera. This is fine, I can get used to this. I can see why it's not recommended, but neither is using a peripheral that makes your computer crash the game. This is a compromise, but I'll take it. I'm wondering if, Penguin Colony is gonna do the same thing. Ooh, wait, let me see that again. Okay! So, you know, in real life, yeah, and in other video games, landing with the bike facing the exact opposite, with a vehicle, a wheeled vehicle facing the exact opposite direction of the momentum it's going in is usually not a good thing, but it looks like this is your quick turn. What you do is you jump, come on, there you go. No, yeah, shit. Jump. That's your quick turn. We can retain momentum and face a very different direction than the one we're traveling in and get zooming into that direction fast by paying attention to our air control. This is fun. I'm having fun. Look at me, I'm a cool guy. Ha! Not cool enough. Ah. Mash too much. Ah! A little bounce. Okay, let me just... Oh, come on, quick turn. Let me just land one nice clean... Yeah, there we go. Let me do it again. Let me land a few nice clean short distance tricks on this short distance ramp. And then... Yeah. Oh, that was some kind of quick turn too. Okay, Control and S is maybe the intended quick turn. And this situation I found out with doing a 180 and zooming off afterwards might not actually be the literal quick turn. Yoink! Okay, that is the quick turn. Roger that. Yes! Bar spin. Oh, I know what that is. All right, hell yeah, I'm feeling good about these. Yeah! about these controls now. I'm gonna take a peek at quick chat while we got some dialogue going here. Combos, baby. Use your VR headset! Tanuki insurance has stolen the balls. Your tax dollars will pay for that Tanuki's new knees someday. Gear plus brake lines make it hard to spin the handlebars. Yeah. So, well, I think fixed gear bikes have some kind of braking system going on that's not a very good one, where if you try to pedal in reverse, it kind of locks up the spinning motion of the wheels. So instead of putting pressure on the wheels or pressure on a disc nailed to the wheels, you're just straight up burning rubber into the concrete if you need to brake very, very fast. Do BMX bikes do that? The fixed gear? That is coaster brakes, yeah. That sucks. Those poor guys. Then again, you don't really buy a BMX bike as a transportation machine. I was about to say, there's gotta be a better way, but bicycles have been around for like 200 years now, and if there was a better way, the genius engineers behind them probably would have found it by now. You backpedal and make a cool skid, it's rad. Get some sick leg burns. I'm just too much of a fan of the concept of bicycles being car replacers that I think some latent elitism comes out with other types of bikes for other purposes. So let's see. Twisted Operator might have some technical advice for me. George is taking all of chat next time. Pull out the Battle Battalion controller. Do you connect everything to a bus or just jack right into the PC? Jack right into the PC. Although I guess the case ports might count as a bus. Maybe I should pick a different back USB port for the game controller. It's the cables, you can't spin the handlebars. Right, my old PC would freeze when I unplugged my flight pedals. Very annoying when a lot of Unity games at the time used default controller support, which is mapped all game devices to player control. Good, invest more into physics engines. Track is great, grind that rail. Could be many things. Better ways, you just run cables. I'm going to look up why we've had several minutes of stability here. I think it's my controller. I think my controller is causing a lot of emulator games to suddenly flash the screen black and make Firefox freeze up while the emulator still plays fine. And I think it's making some Unity games like 1000X Resist and Penguin Colony. I don't know whether or not Tanuki here is a Unity game. If it's exhibiting the sim crashing behavior, then that would narrow it down pretty fast, but I haven't looked at the file structure in the install folder and checked. Yeah, it's either this new computer I've used this year or a new version of Unity that's been popular this year. It's talking to USB devices in a different way that's causing these crashes. A lot of my games don't do this. And I'm thinking now, UFO 50, 2D games. Is UFO 50 a Unity game? I played hours upon hours of UFO 50 on this computer with the controller and didn't get any crash, but it's so much more lightweight than anything 3D. So it's still hard to tell. I don't know if... I feel like I've got the symptom narrowed down, but not the cause. The symptom is that the controller is causing crashes, and when I fix the cause, I'll be able to enjoy these games properly on a real controller. With the big bush, the big tree. Look at those Tony Hawk rails, clear as day. They're even highlighted with the cell shading. Sandopath. Alright. do we have access to the journal yet? Yes, yes. Okay, so we get to check out this bird control scheme. Oh, look at this! Straight up tell you. Oh, we can do a pirouette like The Witcher. Oh, you can combine buttons! Okay, so it's a button plus a direction. So sometimes when I'm mashing multiple buttons, we might not have been getting a trick out. But not all the time. Yeah, W and S are not a combination, which makes sense if you're supposed to be playing this on a D-pad. Tab. Oh, you can't change to bird. So what's the difference between Tanuki and bird here? Wheelie... Wait, wheelie? You can wheelie? Q. Huh. MX controls, pawn control. There's a sneak button? Are we gonna have to play stealth game stuff? Look up, look right. Oh, that's gonna be weird. Camera, summon BMX. Okay, let's mash ILJK and see what happens. Camera controls, okay. Which we also get with mouse. But the keypad, arrow keypad, arrow keys, the arrow keys. I need to stop talking while playing games. Are gonna correspond to the tricks. Where he's either gonna flip his body or his bike in the direction of the buttons that you're pressing. And it's just gonna be weird as a 30 whatever age I am year old man to have 3 different directional pads available to me. And I don't think we're really going to be using these IJKL controls much. I do like how slow they're panning though. I'm not speeding that up. If I'm making a video about this game, we're gonna exploit these camera control buttons because look at how slow that is. Okay. Let's see if there's anything I missed back here. I guess it's a convenient way to keep your fingers close to the relevant buttons. I'm tempted to... Ah! Okay, how's this? Oh no! Did we just fucking die? Let's see if we can... No! Oh, cool, you can mash buttons so that you don't have to watch him suffer. Oh, yeah! Okay, what's next? Ooh, yeah! Q. Q. Now, this one... don't have much room. Oh, no, wait, no, yes we do. Oh, okay, there's an invisible wall. See, okay, the tutorial doesn't want me going off the path, but they put these alternate paths here, and that's just to tempt me. Why else would they put them here? Nice detail with his eye pupils getting all swirly. Huh! Yep. Oh, no, 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 no! Too high. I went too high, too fast, too soon. Oh, they put me a little closer to where I left off. Oh, we're gonna be zigzagging. Okay. What is the reward gonna be for going off the beaten path here? I wonder how painful this might be for Liam to watch me having to use keyboard controls due to a technical error. Ah! No! Yeah! Okay, so it also looks like control actually does reverse up. Break, break, break! Damn. No! Oh, thank you. Yoink. Easy peasy. Like I have a moment of relaxation here. Okay, and now we're back on the beaten path. Okay, so what was that? Money? I got 12 bucks. 12 yen. We can buy a whole, like, cubic centimeter of air with that. 6 bucks. So those coin pickups are worth 6 bucks. Let's play the game normal and go down the tutorial path. Ooh, money. Wait. I want to jump. Okay, let's see. Ooh. Oh, wait. Oh, okay. The screen went black. Oh, I missed this money. The screen went black for a little while and had me worried that we might be crashing again, but we're not. It looks like we have figured out how to achieve stability and peace. Can I drag the BMX to a safer spot? I think we're hitting an invisible wall. What's happening on this ramp? I need to be playing the game like a normal person, going down the tutorial path. Whee! Yeah, it's stopping me dead in the air. Okay. Ah, I'm also missing some money pickups. They're not even very cleverly hidden. What's wrong with me? How am I missing those? Okay, okay. Normal tutorial. Play the game like a normal person, George. Go down the tutorial path. Wait, what's button 4 do? How do I get off the bike and press button 4? Next. Dismount is F. Okay. 4. It's like a paw on the HUD in the screen. It's a little gray though, so I guess we can't paw things yet. How's collision work on these bushes? They slow me down or do nothing to me at all? I don't think they do anything to me at all. Nice. Alright, we don't gotta worry about bushes. Bushes don't count as solid objects. Always good to know. Stop getting distracted, George. Go down the normal person tutorial path. Huh? Are we not allowed to bike over here? Oh, okay, there we go. Oh no! It's broke. You cannot ride your BMX with a sacred voice. Honden at the top of the shrine ground. Okie dokie. I guess I'm allowed to hold the mouse now if we're gonna be playing it more like a platformer. That's insane! There's 2 genres of complicated 3-dimensional gameplay. The Tony Hawk Pro Skating stuff, and I'm wondering, is there actually a jump button here? Maybe the on-foot stuff won't be quite as complicated as I was wondering it might become. Yeah, I don't see a jump button. So, like, with this mountain path going up here, and the BMX stuff implying that there's a lot of verticality and spaces to cover, I was wondering if we're going to be doing platforming, but I don't think so. This animation is... He kind of looks like a flying squirrel trying to spread its wings, but they're not coming out. Okay, I'm tempted to plug the controller back in and see how long it'll last once I'm in there. And of course I'm not going straight up the tutorial path like a normal person, like a fucking weirdo. I wanna see what's behind the house. If there's a waterfall, I'm gonna have to check it. These Tanuki statues are reminding me of the one I have on my memorabilia shelf right behind me out of frame. I have a novelty ceramic drinking glass from a bar that looks like a Tanuki with its big old balls hanging out. Oh, do we get to see any Tanuki balls in this game? Spacebar? Enter? Oh, there we are! Oh, hell yeah, we got our fixed Resident Evil camera going. Fuck yeah. I'll run around in circles and enjoy. Getting some Zelda vibes here with these clay pots in this shrine. I kind of want to smash them and steal the money inside. Okay, so is this like our bedroom? Does he live at the Tanuki shrine? That's real cute. Wait, is that a Dreamcast? Oh my god, that looks... Yeah, there's the VMU window in the middle. He has a Dreamcast. He woke up for a brief second just to get chastised, then went back to sleep again. I don't remember Liam having a big affinity for Dreamcast games in particular. Maybe we just never talked about it enough. I wonder why they picked the Dreamcast. Of all the video game controllers to put on the table, they had to put some thinking behind that. And that's an autobiographical sign. I feel like the way that the fonts are stylized too might be. Because they all look so simple and cute, which usually means hiragana, but they even look simpler and cuter than I remember most of the hiragana characters. It might be stylized hiragana. Maybe someone in Twitch chat knows what kind of language we're looking at. Microsoft is focused on AI, not your controller support, George. You could absolutely fool whatever bullshit check by just plugging it in at some point and possibly having a worker in. Anyways. The Matsuri Festival? I think that's redundant. Like, salsa sauce. Or queso cheese. The Matsuri Festival. Let me just double check if I'm thinking that right. Matsuri is a wide variety of civil and religious ceremonies in Japan, more particularly the shrine festivals of Shinto. So that was a cute little language joke I think they put in there. We're not going to be ready in time for the festival. I love how he wakes up for 1 second. He might even be waking up for less than a second at a time. I am a fan of these camera angles and what we can do with shadows from these angles. If this was controlled behind the back, this might be scarier, but from this angle, it looks cozy. I love his walking animation. I'm just wondering, like, if there's still time to maybe give him a complicated fur shader and make him squish a bit when he's walking around. Whatever the skeleton underneath him is doing is adorable and wonderful, though, and I think it's great. Eee! We're gonna be playing 2 games tonight where you waddle more than you normal walk. We're gonna be playing 2 games tonight about being animals using, alternative transportation systems for most of the game, and whenever you get off and have to walk around, it's a pathetic, cute little waddle like this. Anyways, what am I doing? I need to play the tutorial like a normal gamer. Ah, the Tanuki Godfather is real mad at us right now. I'm following the icons. I wonder if the use of the deity is gonna get psychologically complicated enough to make it sound like our character's conscious talking. Like he's tired of lazing around and wants to do something, and that's his guilty conscience speaking, as metaphorically through the god. It is I, your ancestor, and the great Tanuki god of this shrine, Danzapon. Finally attuned to his voice. Right, so it kind of sounded like they knew each other for a while earlier in the tutorial, but maybe they didn't. Yeah, so in a lot of mythology, one of the reasons why weeaboos are even a thing is because Japanese mythology reminded anthropologists in the 1800s a hell of a lot of Greek mythology, where a lot of the god's role in the story can be psychologically explained from a modern perspective as like the voice of the subconscious or a conscious, like a voice in your head that verbalizes more subtle urges to do something. If you've been a lazy piece of shit all summer and feel really bad about it and wanna spend a couple weeks working your ass off to make up for lost time, if you lived in the Bronze Age, you might hear a voice of a god in your head saying that instead, depending on how literate and educated you were, or something like that. That's how it goes. Oh, do you know why the summer... Oh, that was a choice! The documentary? Right, he wanted to watch a documentary, but ended up sleeping through it instead. So maybe Pawn is thinking all of this up in his own head. Time we talk about our beloved home, the Tanuki Shrine. Maybe Pawn is the Tanuki god. And he just shows up helping people out. And they pretend like he lives in the shrine, and they keep the shrine maintained for his sake. It's probably not that complicated. Alright, let's sprint our way to the Grand Theft Auto objective. Yeah, I was smiling a bit at how it's become ubiquitous at this point. Money! Grand Theft Auto-ass map at the bottom corner of this cute-ass happy green-blue game. I think the system goes that, like, they do expect the raccoon... When Japanese people are, like, leaving food offerings at shrines and stuff, there's a very weird mix of not genuinely believing that they're offerings for gods, but also genuinely believing in some kind of, very, very psychological mental health importance of doing the ritual, and what really actually does happen is that the food usually gets eaten by raccoons, but that's important. But it still explains what's going on in the ritual, because it technically is going away to nature and then getting pooped out to become part of the great everything. Anyways. Oh, come on, show us balls! Show us the balls! When are we gonna see raccoon balls? And I suppose that, leaving food out for them to eat would also make the raccoons not very scared of people, right? Maybe the people who take care of these shrines have a complicated economic system set up with the local animals. Where the animals do something in exchange for the food offerings. But yeah, the weird dynamic that I think I was getting at earlier is how in Japan, I think in survey responses, you'll get more Japanese people claiming to be atheists who don't believe in gods, even though, on average, more Japanese people participate in religion and practice religion than Westerners. It's, might be some kind of social stability thing, or a clear acknowledgement of the mental health or social benefits of keeping society running smoothly more than it is about being interested in genuine beliefs in the supernatural. And I'm trying to think of a way to explain it, because when you say it out loud, it does seem like a contradiction, but in practice, it does make a lot of sense. Because, the shrines are, yeah, kind of like the equivalent of like a green space in a Western city. Like, it provides a great excuse for them to build little parks in the middle of the big city, and whether or not you're religious or not, that is an important thing to be doing. I'm also noticing that this depiction of a Japanese town is also surprisingly less dense than I remember them being. Like, from what I remember, there should be huge mountains at the edge of the horizon, and if we are in some more flat farmlands, then the town is a very densely packed place at the intersection of the roads going through the town. And even when you're in rural Japan and there's farms that you're driving past, you'll still see signs of very high population density in comparison to Western rural areas. But in the game, I was mentioning about the autobiographical stuff coming out and how it's a foreigner's perspective on Japan. I'm wondering if these clean, clear, open fields of grass stretching all the way out to the horizon might be a part of that. The architecture looks Japanese, but the density of it might not quite be realistic, we'll say. How could we ever hold a Matsuri festival? Okay, so what happens if we deny the hero's call to adventure here? Just practicing your BMX tricks. Emergency savings. Oh no, that's real important. Nah. Okay, they're not saying Matsuri Festival anymore, so I wonder if they just get that one and done for the players who don't know the language quirks. I was enjoying some of the anatomy there. Okay, what's that? I feel like I've seen that brushstroke thing. There's some kind of cultural significance behind that. But anyways, I need to not hang on it and actually play the game like a normal person. Okay. Okay. Yeah, check that out. I see. Fuck yeah. I mean, I hear. When you have your menus up, it's paused, but when you go to the options menu in order to do a proper sound test, it's a full volume. When you have your menus up, it's muffled. Okay, I gotta get my hands back in trick mode again. Ow. Oh, that would have really hurt. Oh, when you're off the bike, the music calms down. Oh, look at him just go right up those stairs. Okay, fine. You can't do that on a normal bike. I think you can on a BMX bike, but... Oh, what?! Woo! Okay, how did I do that? Up and... No. Oh, wow, I'm all the way down here now. But maybe I should just roll with it. Whee! Yeah, I feel like, even in the Persona games, in Persona 4 is a depiction of a rural Japanese town where you're in the farmland part of the country. And even then, I remember the buildings being packed together closer than this. Maybe more like... We got a little cluster here that might be more like what I've seen IRL. Oh, look at this nice... Ooh. Okay. Some kind of cool trick I did that I'm trying to find the button combination for. This is bringing back memories of, like, Mortal Kombat fighting game stuff where you just mash the controller, your character does cool stuff, and then for the next 15 seconds a little mini-game appears where you're trying to figure out what button combination you just... Ah! Okay, actually this is going to be good to practice on. How do you correct yourself if you go too far off the vert ramp there? Really digging how the music changes. Really digging the music in general. Okay, there might be a trick that does it, corrects you. Let's just try pressing directionals. S. Nope. WSAD I do not think are gonna do it for me. Okay, let's try those arrow keys. Boing, boing! These... Instead of being filled with air, the wheels are filled with springs. When you have to pump these bicycle tires up, you don't pump them up with air, you pump them up with springs. Boing! Arrow keys. No, you gotta combine those arrow keys with something else. Maybe this doesn't have a way to correct it. That's just part of the game. Hey! I did it 10. There's tricks. I think there's like tricks that level the bike out and get it correct. Toboggan, it said. Tanuki flip. Okay, toboggan, what one was that one? Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. A and left. Toboggan. Toboggan. Ah. Okay, so maybe it's the timing thing. This is not important. I'm expressing myself. That's what I'm doing. It doesn't matter that it's not important, Mom. I'm expressing myself. I also think now would be a good time to plug the controller back in and give it a stability test and see how long we last. If the game crashes, Please don't think that it's the game's fault. It's my computer's fault. I also have to relearn how to play the game with this controller scheme going on. How do I go fast? Flip, backflip. Oh, those are... RT, okay. Dismount. LT plus down. Bunny hop. Oh, wait, hang on a second. Bunny hop is one word for the majority of this game's style. In this help description, it's 2 words. You're welcome. Spotted a typo. You're welcome. Wow. Oh, this is not that different from Tony Hawk. I'm pressing X and a direction, and he flips his bike in the direction. E, X, Y. Okay, Y. Oh, this makes so much more sense now. Oh, this makes a lot more sense. I really hope the game doesn't crash, because I really would be rather playing this way. So Y makes him flip his body, X makes him flip his bike, and B makes him tilt his bike. Wait, no it doesn't. It makes him do a TANUKI flip. Toboggan. Oh right, so the grind button's gonna be a little different. No, there's no jump! I can't jump over the rail! Oh, who's this? I'm gonna check what the grind button is. I might want to experiment with the bird controls too. So, down... LT... The grind button. Oh, I can pirouette like The Witcher. Up plus B. I might wanna... Yeah, LT is... Look at these photos. LT is getting used a lot more here compared to the Tony Hawks. Really, if I wanna use childhood muscle memory... Okay, I think I'll try bird for a while and see how I like it. But what's the grind button? Let's smash buttons and find out what it is. So what's the quick turn again? Maybe I should write this stuff down on a card. No, we don't have time. Can you just not do it in bird mode? Bunny hop, jump cancel. No. Or maybe it's some other mystical combination you're supposed to learn. Oh, there's money here now. How do I speed up? Maybe I shouldn't stick with bird. LT. I thought so. Okay, there we go. Did I think so? Oh yeah. Yeah, no crashes. Game has been stable for at least 4 minutes. Alright, now grinding. How do we grind? Try pressing Y. Yeah, I think it's Y. Oh, this is the first guy we saw in the cutscene, right? Whose tiny little head was so funny. I want to take a look around, but I think he will be the first person I talk to. He was the first person the cutscene showed us. That seems appropriate. Yeah. Oh, that looked gnarly. Okay. The D-pad, there it is. Oof. Okay, so that seems blocked off. Nice, we had $69 for a little... Ooh, oh, right in the Tanuki balls. I always like being a weirdo in front of NPC video game characters. Just reminding them of what a strange world they live in. Okay, this looks a little bit more like the hiragana I remember. But then I think they're supposed to have stylized Arabic numerals at the top for the phone number. Oh, fuck yeah! Ow. I think I've got a general layout of the area here. Oh wait, no, there's this path up here I haven't seen yet. The guy with a pet raccoon? I don't quite know if I've deciphered the complex environmental storytelling of Tanuki's Pond Summer just yet. Oh! What do we have here? Hey, is that the guy? So does this guy, like, take care of the raccoons? Is he some kind of legendary, heroic, raccoon-loving man who has statues and murals made of him in Raccoon Town here? Okay, let's go see what's upstairs. I want to interact with the vending machines! Interact! The quick turn? I don't have the quick turn anymore. Yeah, we're gonna use Tanuki because that quick turn's important. LT plus down L. Let me just try it in Bird and see what happens. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna switch to Tanuki. Just remind myself that when I'm mashing out buttons when doing tricks, I should include the LT in those buttons. Maybe those are the more complicated ones you get more points for. Ah! Oh, well, at least the water broke our fall. I really hate that my first impressions were formed with the keyboard controls, where my old-ass 30-something-year-old brain keeps thinking of those first. Ah, crap. Ooh. That one was gnarly. Ah, come on. Come on. There you go. What is that? The trick that's like too complicated for drill. Boing. Okay, okay, can I combo into a manual with the wheelie button? Okay, I see. In Tony Hawk, you do like a reverse kickflip. In this one, I gotta make sure not to hit right and X unless I have more hang time on the schedule. Ah! Okay. You gotta press forward and right trigger to get full speed. Not right trigger by itself like a racing game. There we go. Ow! I can just summon the bike where I want, but it's funnier to go chasing after it. Ah! How do I keep the speed going? I don't think... It's just me relearning the controls again for the second time on the controller. It's just a matter of holding the up button and the right trigger at the same time and releasing it when I want to slow down. Nope! I accidentally did a too cool of a trick. I can totally get up here like a normal person, but you must understand that I want to get up there like a cool person. Ah! God damn, I'm wasting so much of this raccoon's summer. He should be, like, delivering postcards. But true to the character, I'm wasting time doing sick BMX tricks on top of people's roofs. Ah, the grind button is different now. Is it B? Nope. It's RT, I think. Interesting. Yeah, it's RT, okay. Oh, that was sweet. So RT is for going fast and defying gravity in general, it looks like. Hell yeah! Okay, I'm making it look cooler, but I'm still not quite completing the line here. That's what you'd call these things, right? In Tony Hawk games, when pieces of scenery are designed very deliberately to be like a little obstacle course, it's a line. There we go. I just need to do cool tricks while going down that route. Also, the game has not crashed yet, and I've used the controller for quite a while now. Oh no! There's no jump button. I can't. Oh wait, can I get out? Oh, that makes me wonder how they how dependent we're gonna be on the bicycle for getting out of some areas in the game we might otherwise get stuck in without a jump button. Whew. Oh. Come on, let's go, let's go. Go. Oh, where did it put me? Money! No! No! I tried to be a cool guy instead of just getting the money. Thank you. Oh, they go away with Wind Waker poofs. Look at this. Moving the camera while bicycling. That really adds a lot. I think I kind of lost where I am though. This is a new part of the neighborhood I haven't been to. I really hope the game doesn't crash because this is nice. This is wonderful. I'm having a blast and I'm feeling the stress and worries of my real life bullshit melt away. Ah, right. RT is the grind button. What's this? Sittable benches. They thought of everything. Okay, now I still feel an urge. Some kind of primitive animal instinct in me. There we go, now we're back here. I really want to do cool tricks. I guess that counts. I really want to do cool tricks across this course, but I can't do it when I'm thinking about it, but when I'm not thinking about it and complaining instead, I just nailed it perfectly, so now I'm satisfied. Well, perfectly enough for George. So what's the equivalent of like a quick little kickflip you can throw in? Bike flip, okay. Wow. One Mississippi, nope. Ah! Bike flip. Tail whip. Drill. Bar spin. Maybe that's what I'm looking for. That seems a lot faster than the others. Okay, we're gonna incorporate some bar spins into our combos across this. Fuck yeah! Damn it. Okay, for the Liams watching at home, I want to point out this is the part of the learning process where I'm now actively not actually thinking about the controls and it's coming a lot more naturally. You might be able to tell at this point. Learning curve is starting to smooth out here. Ah! Toboggan. Maybe I might be thinking of, I might be better off trying to incorporate those Supermen and toboggans. Yeah, that was smooth. Not quite. I mean, I've been out of the loop for the franchise for a while. Did the Tony Hawk games later on in the franchise around like the Xbox 360 stuff do this thing where the music slows down when you're off your extreme sports vehicle, but then speeds up when you're on it, because that is so fucking sick and such a smart design thing to do. It gets you pumped. And it adds a bit of comedy. The music is kind of sort of timed up to the slapstick of your skater raccoon brutally hurting himself horrifically, to all for the sake of doing cool tricks. Hell yeah. Alright, I think I've consumed that series of ramps to my satisfaction. I'm gonna take a breather for a second. Does he just teleport into a very relaxing, unassuming pose? There's some very fun juxtapositions going on with this character too, about how he switches from sick, cool, extreme sportsman to extremely unassuming, fading into the background, sitting on the bench, minding his own business, being a polite, normal servant of society. All right, let's go help that large man with the tiny head. Yeah, this is a like, oh, look at all these bike parking spots. I get the vibe that like this is a classic suburban cul-de-sac in a western suburban neighborhood, but the buildings look Japanese. There's power lines, but I remember the power lines in Japan being absolute messes with like 16 different cables running along them, snaking all over each other. Or maybe there's space like that to give you room to do your cool, sick BMX tricks with. That could explain it. But perhaps the okay, what Japanese-made, domestic Japanese by Japanese people extreme sports games have there been that we can compare this to? Because I'm trying to think of any, and I'm coming up blank at the moment. When it comes to the big franchises in that genre, there aren't even that many. There's Tony Hawk and various ripoffs, and then there's the EA skate stuff, and what else is there? And did Japan ever get into that trend, and what were their games like? Wait a second! I thought of one! The skateboarding minigame of Metal Gear Solid 2 Subsistence Edition. What was the studio? Oh, that was sick! What was the studio behind that one? This kicks ass. This is fucking awesome. I need to go do work for the large man with the tiny head. Fuck yeah! So now that I got a feel for it and my muscle memory, that right trigger makes you go forward and left trigger makes you reverse, like a car, but there's no automated motor on here. You gotta burn some muscle and move your thumb up to make the vehicle go. God damn, I love the music. Oh, skate park! If I want to correct myself, you do a toboggan, but there's something about the timing I haven't quite figured out for saving yourself when you go off ramp. See? What's this guy up to? Alright. He's cool with it. Maybe he's some kind of masochistic weirdo who loves getting hit in the face with BMX bikes going like 30 miles an hour. BMX bikes going like 44 kilometers an hour. What's this guy up to? I think there's also some fun to be had with deciding how much of a menace you want your version of Pawn to be. Anyways, we'll be a menace to some other NPCs later. I have lost where the large man with the funny tiny head is hanging out. But that's cool, I'm having fun exploring. Go, go, go. Oh, we're back home. Whoa! Whoa! Okay! Maybe down and L correct your, the path you're flying out when you go off ramp. Ow. Or maybe you should throw, maybe X, maybe he'll throw the bike away and land on his feet safely. Down and L is something I should probably be trying in a different location where there's not going to be a roof getting in my way. I found the large man with the tiny head, but I also found a great excuse to keep practicing sick tricks on cool ramps. Oh right, I didn't see if you can— yeah! Oh! We're comboing into manuals now. We're doing the crazy Rodney Mullen stuff. Where, you're continuing to do tricks even when rolling across the ground like normal. I just gotta remember that right and X is a longer, more time-consuming commitment than I'm used to. Okay, down and L, down and L. Let's try it out. Whee! Down and L, nope. What did I do? I corrected myself when flying off a ramp earlier. Okay, bike flip. So maybe you do a bike flip trick, and then down and L at the same time. And by do a bike flip trip, I mean A, not mini, George. Just do one bike flip trip. Contain yourself. Maybe you gotta flip when you're closer to the landing. Bike flip, down. Okay, maybe that's where I'm getting the down from. Down and X. That would have been sick if I landed it. I should stop trying to figure out how to correct yourself from going off course from a vertical ramp. Oink. So at some point earlier, I did manage to correct myself when going off course down a vertical ramp, but landed on these bouncy, springy wheels so hard that the landing shot him right back up in the air again. Okay, George, stop doing. Just want to do sick BMX tricks, but we gotta go do work. Sakamori. Also, the game has not crashed, and I've had the controller plugged in for a pretty darn long time now. Wait, so is it our job to do sick BMX tricks? Whee! I'll give him way more than he bargained for. Aw. Can I actually retry? Oh, it's still down there. Cute. This is like the funniest run animation since the death of the reprobate. Yay. Okay, so he just wanted me to grind the rail. I didn't necessarily have to actually land the combo I had going. No, George, stop trying to kickflip. That's not a kickflip. It's a drill. That's what I want, the bike flip. Fuck you, the authorities! Is this a new area? What's this tunnel go to? Oh my gosh, this place is so much bigger than I had it pegged out to be. Is this game really fucking good or something? Like, the level just keeps getting bigger and bigger and I want to explore, but there's quests and stuff. And the exploration is very fun by its nature because you're doing sick BMX tricks on your way from point A to B. Okay, wait, no, I have been here. So where was that tunnel? Where did the tunnel spit me out? Because I thought I just saw like a whole new area zone I hadn't seen before. Maybe I'll get my way back there if I retrace my steps from the large Sakamori guy with the tiny head. Okay, that must be a yakitori shop. Oh, I got a donation. What did we receive? OBS is still like frozen up, so I gotta load up a Streamlabs webpage. The MGS2 skateboard minigame was there to promote an actual skateboard game, so that Evolution Skateboarding Skate was EA. Just press A again. Screw you, the authorities tipped $10. Thanks for the $10, authorities. Screw you too! I hope you're ready to get screwed again, because look at this. I'm just gonna plow through your big fancy signs and even mock them with the little wheelie on the landing. Okay, right. This is like a whole new area with some kind of UFO shop. And like this Sonic Adventure music is really, really appropriate for the tone. It sounds like a Dreamcast game. It plays like a PS2 game. It looks like a Nintendo Switch game. This is a damn good time. Whee! Oh! Yeah! We're gonna get all the power lines. Come on! Come on! That was a very cool route to the power lines, but I wish I landed the tricks. Yoink! Alright. Where's the... Yeah, come on. Sounds like a Dreamcast game, plays like a PS2 game, looks like a Nintendo Switch game. If professional video game reviewers who need to crank that shit out on launch week still exist, there you go, that's subtitles for free. And that kind of writing is all just about throwing metaphors at the reader anyway. Yes! Yes! Okay, it would be very, very cool if I did that same thing again, but then landed on the right handrail and then jumped over to the left handrail and completed my tour of the neighborhood by rail here. But I don't know if I have enough time to try the same trick over and over again for 30 times like I would if I was 13 years old and listening to Limp Bizkit's stellar album, the Chocolate Starfish and the Hot Dog Flavored Water, on a CD player running in the other side of the room from my Sega Dreamcast. I was playing Tony Hawk and listening to Limp Bizkit with. Oh right, I forgot that you can chain this stuff in and out of a wheelie too. Yoink and aw. I don't know how much money I made doing that, but I did make 11,600 something points, which look like they don't count at all because they're not on the menu anywhere. We're just doing it for our own personal satisfaction. Okay, I need to find someone who has a job. We got Yakitori and UFO. Okay, let's go to UFO. We're in the UFO part of the neighborhood. Oh, this guy? Hacho. Okay, how does this work? Do we put him on the bike? Oh, okay. Cancel. We're gonna chuck it. Alright, now where's the... There it is. So... Some of the jobs are gonna be like mini games. Grow package with X. Okay, I screwed something up. Don't know what. Oh, I might have been too close to the railing. That's a fucking golf game meter. We're playing... God damn it, Liam. We're playing golf all over again. See? Games are autobiographical. Huh. What an asshole. I should have just done sick BMX tricks all summer instead. With employers like that, who needs jobs? But then again, I don't think it's wise to do sick BMX tricks all summer if you don't have health insurance. But look at that! I just made $5 exploring around the town on sick BMX tricks. $11. The bar guy... I was trying to think of the Japanese word for Japanese bar. It's not an izakaya. The guy who runs the little tiny bar, which is a thing that is everywhere, paid me like $165, I think. And I feel like I could get $165 doing doing sick BMX tricks. Yeah, okay, so how does the time system work? We got 29 days remaining. Ushida. It doesn't look like a cook. Laconic. Great Tanuki. Okay, so I think I have correctly identified that my USB ports are making games crash when I have controllers plugged in them. But it might depend on at what point in the game. There's something about streaming information in and out at certain intervals that cause the crash, but not all the time. Oh yeah, see how multiple statues were talking? It closed up on one of the smaller faces for one of those lines. This could just straight up be Pon's own guilty conscience talking to him, right? Just a bunch of video games we don't need. This is delightful. This is fucking delightful. Damn, this music is so good. Huh. That's it? We don't gotta play golf with them? Like, line up the trajectory with the meter? Yes! Yes! Hang on, what did I do? Oh, yeah! Oh, look at him go! I am never going to grow tired of this running animation. Please don't throw away the Dreamcast games. Stay and relax after failing. Hey, we worked very hard trying to find a job, and when you don't have a job, that's your job, is trying to find a job. So, I might want to switch now that we're on day 2. Liam has said that this is a very generous demo that can last you several hours. I want to play... Oh, now he's playing PlayStation. And I want to, I didn't get a look at the screen. I have 2 other demos on the docket for tonight. Penguin Colony and then Red 9, which is technically not a friend demo, but a friend recommended it. I think we've seen like 5 days pass at this point. I get so paranoid when games cut to black with this crashing problem I've been having. So 1000X Resist was doing it, and just about any game running on an emulator will do it every now and then, if it's 3D and fancy. Just about any game that's 3D and fancy is liable to crash if it's running in Unity and I'm using a controller. And if it's playing in an emulator, it's liable to freeze up the PC for a microsecond and restart the graphics drivers. I gotta figure out what's going on. Ohayou gozaimasu. Ohayou gozaimasu. Huh. I love how he wakes up for like 8 frames and then goes right back to sleep. Oh. Oh, the postman is a hot anime babe with blue hair. Okay, purple hair. I don't know, I'm colorblind. Proud to use a post officer. Okay, we gotta find a stopping point though, but this is utterly delightful. This is insanely impressive. This is very cute and funny and feels. Oh! 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 Oh, I fucking called it. Okay, my controller just made the game crash right when I was thinking about the dynamics of that. It has something to do with new data getting streamed into the game, because we were just about to begin a new day with a new character and new adventures, and it crashed on me at the beginning of the game when the whole rest of the whole game was loading in. But it didn't crash on me at like a mid-game point where I guess... I mean, they probably don't have every... I'm not going to try to comment on how the technology behind the scenes works, but I do want to point out that we got crashes at the beginning and the end, but not the middle, when the map was already loaded in and things were stabilized. Now, speaking of things being stable and loaded in, OBS is not stable and loaded in. I will have to restart OBS very, very briefly here to load the next game in. Please excuse me. What kind of controller is that? This is just a regular Xbox brand USB gaming controller. It's an Xbox Series X. It's an Xbox Series controller, right? I know that's not why the company's going down the toilet right now, but it's fun to point out how weird the naming schemes are. It's an Xbox Series controller that is does it crash when you don't stream? I don't know. I haven't had the time to test every variable at play here. And the one variable that seems to give me the most reliability is turning the controller off and going to keyboard mode. I hope Penguin Colony is going to be more stable, but in order to make sure that OBS is capturing the game properly, I'm going to have to restart OBS. So don't go anywhere. The stream's not dying. It's just that OBS is... Wait a second. Actually, it might not be as unresponsive as I thought. It might just be the preview window that died. And what happens if I go back to the intro sequence for a second? Huh. If I go into studio mode in OBS, the preview window's live again and working fine. I think I just found a workaround for one of the most annoying problems that's been bothering me all year. I tried plugging it in with a different cable to see if that happens too. Yeah, I don't know if I'm using the cable in the box it came with. I'm using a USB data cable that's been repurposed for this purpose. Okay, so I'm going to change game capture to Penguin Colony. And yeah, there it is. I'm wondering how we should feel about this disclaimer, right? Fascism bad, be warned. I don't think that's usually something that's associated with spooky, scary disclaimers like that. Fascism being bad is the status quo. Also, I'm worried that it might be spoiling what I thought was going to be a fun twist later on in the game, but they're saying it right at the beginning, so maybe you're supposed to know ahead of time. Resolution looks fine, but if I run into the technical errors I've been running into here, we might want to lower that. Oh, I should also change the Twitch category to Penguin Colony as opposed to Penguin Adventure by Hideo Kojima. Penguin Colony. Okay, I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna take a quick pee break. Pee break. A urination break. Is this about how the penguins that we imposed tariffs against are now building a nuclear weapon a la Outer Heaven style Big Boss coming at you? No, I don't think so. It's very, very interesting concept, and, something that I don't want to spoil too much about. Begin demo. Yeah! Seems a little bit crunch, though. I feel like there might be a way to clean up all this noise here. I should hook them up with my Sony Vegas noise cleanup plugins. So this is by Ori Games Digital, aka Veselikov, aka Tali. A friend of mine who I had a great interview session with for a video a while ago and have since been bouncing around video game chit chats with. Look at that. You get a bit of Kojima control during the cutscenes. Let's look. Not mini games allow you to do that. So Metal Gear Solid influences are going to come out in very subtle, funny ways here.
Just beneath the wind howls different in the south than the north. The animals, many of which have queer appearances, do not conform to scientific principle, nor natural law.
We gotta make this louder.
I am writing this under an appreciable mental strain.
Yeah. I had it on quiet earlier when I was doing bug testing. But yes, this is by the mastermind behind Umurangi Generation. And this is a way more complicated game. And I'm wondering if there's something in the water going on right now these days with how many lower budgeted quote-unquote quasi-indie games these days are about an animal sliding around their environment with some kind of fun motion skateboarding-esque movement system. So yes, this is so much more complicated than Umurangi Generation because it's almost like a platformer kind of, with a much more active story going on. There is some kind of Lovecraftian drama happening in the icy wastelands of Antarctica that are going to have. Oh, hang on.
A soul on the other end, which should make clear that civilization still exists. The expedition had multiple objectives.
Okay, like Metal Gear Solid, there is a presumably serious tone going on in the background about some kind of story. There we go. I don't know much about that. Is going to have something to do at some point with nasty, grimy, awful, real-life political histories of fascism and colonialism. You pilot a penguin around here who is apparently like seeing the horror drama unfold The Thing style, but from the animal's perspective, which is really interesting. And like as you do it in a walking simulator style, a disembodied narrator will tell a story from the perspective of a Lovecraftian narrator who kind of has colonialist overtones about how savage and wild and uncivilized this place is. And the glowies that you collect, northern, southern, wild, indigenous, are hinting at those themes here.
When we arrived, most of these expeditions had been removed. in order to maintain secrecy.
The disembodied narrator is the Disco Elysium voice actor. And, unlike Umurangi Generation, there is a kind of complicated movement system going on. But being a mostly, like, 2 or 3 person project, I don't know the exact team size here. Jankiness is kind of sort of to be expected and appreciated. I don't know if this is how you're supposed to solve this puzzle, but I have found a way to solve the jumping puzzle by getting your penguin into a running start of a double jump you get here. There's a slide button, which is kind of sort of a misnomer, because, hang on, let me demonstrate. When your penguin is on perfectly flat ground with no real force acting upon it, it just goes. It's like an invisible propeller is sliding along his butt there. And you remember when I was jumping in top of the walrus's mouths and being a little piece of shit right in their faces while the very serious narration is going on? Whoa! That seems Metal Gear Solid style. Like there's a cute, slapstick, humorous game that you're playing while a very serious, scary, spooky story is happening in the background. Uh-oh! Uh-oh! Oh no! Our game crashed! Yeah, seals and walruses eat penguin. Not in this game they don't. Penguincolony.exe is not responding. So, what we will do now... God fucking damn it, I was hoping that wouldn't happen, but I can't say I didn't warn you. I've been working on it for 2 hours of today. I was wondering about getting some productivity done in the later ends of the stream, but I don't know if I'll have time for that either. So this time we're going to unplug the controller and try what I think all of these game developers are going to agree is an inferior control scheme, mouse and keyboard. But if the difference is the game crashing and not running at all, then the sacrifice is going to be worth it. Later on in my own time, I do need to figure this out, because this is not a good thing. Like, at some point I might want to play Devil May Cry or something, and a game that is just utterly non-translatable to keyboard at all. So the fortunate thing about Penguin Colony frequently crashing, though, is that it's almost like a speedrunning game. You can make back that lost progress extremely fast. Watch. When you get into a good glide of the slide, it's kind of technical. Okay, so as I recall from the keyboard controls, E is what we're going to use for hopping. And you get a frickin' double jump here. Space is down, E is up. That's how you can think of it. There's a surprisingly complicated underwater dimension to this level. Alternate routes going through. So definitely more to do than your usual walking simulator stuff. And Umurangi Generation was kind of like that. Bling. What we got here? Ancient, right. The words are like always going to evoke some sense of like a British pith helmet explorer guy exploring the global south and being either overwhelmed and gobsmacked by what he's finding, or being real patronizing about it. And what the penguins have to do with that, I do not know anything about. And what is actually going on in the story, I don't know anything about. You're supposed to follow the glare here, and there are several ways to get there, it looks like. At some point in my troubleshooting tests, I found the probably most decisive jumping puzzle that gets you to the next area of the story. But for the sake of the stream, let me go back to the telegraph station. Yeah, okay, here it is. Within less than a minute, I got to where... Wait, this might not actually be it. But I got pretty darn far away from where I was earlier, closer to I think, a checkpoint that actually makes the story continue on. Umurangi Generation was kind of like a walking simulator, except every now and then you would take a camera out and take pictures of the walking simulator environments from, for the sake of a scoring system that would let you unlock the next area. So it's like walking simulator, but with extra crunchy gameplay stuff. What do we got here? Civilized! We collected a glowy, shiny orb that said the word civilized. What does it mean? I don't know. I guess we'll have to play to find out. This is not quite where we left off, because there is some interesting stuff going on in that telegraph station hut that I wanna show off. But I might be lost here in the wild, savage, uncivilized wastes of Antarctica, where the only landmarks I have to go by are the direction the wind is blowing and where I remember the herds of animals hanging out. That big herd of walruses hangs out. Okay, here we go. If I see a big herd of walruses, I'll know I'm going in the right direction. And I know that they're close to one of the big herds of penguins. But the big herds of penguins extend quite a large area. But if I follow them, I think I can get back to where I need to go. Oh, in Morrowind style, the fog renders closer at the corners of the screen. So if you want to peek a little bit at what's out there in the distance, you hold the camera towards the peripheral edges. What are these flags here? Can I figure out how to get back on course with these flags? Oh, the wind blowing is also a navigational aid. I love the cute little noise you make when you jump, and I feel like that's part of the tonal dissonance, that it is supposed to be funny and cute. Oh, wait a second. No, this isn't. This is interesting, but this isn't the telegraph station. Listen to him.
While teaching at Boston,
Miskatonic! You know what that is. Technology! Oh, shit. No, this is...
I collapsed, only to awaken.
I'm gonna shut up.
Days later, with no medical issue to be found. My symptoms were odd. My blood pressure, heart rate, and other metrics were well within the boundaries of immaculate health.
Immaculate.
Only irregularities came from my dreams. In my dreams, I had nightmares of the foulest kind. I saw images and colors outside the range of visible
You
light.
saw a color outside of
I
space.
would experience sensations of seeing myself within a dark void of nothingness, as if my consciousness had left my dreaming body. I would see and hear entire lifetimes in the blink of an eye, only to forget everything. When I awoke, I tried to find words to describe what I saw. The men around me sat in puzzled silence as I spoke fluently in something old and peculiar. Unknown by man. My condition became a
It's not that
curiosity
important.
to the medical school.
I don't want to climb up that thing and swap bodies with the buddy up there.
Sleep suppressing pills and a healthy dose of Valium to keep me.
Yeah, that'll keep you sane. Stay awake and do a bunch of drugs. What sort of horrors of the mind won't you be dredging up then? Oh, another shiny. So, I might have spoiled things. Those of us who are experienced with troubleshooting the game for a few hours might have found some cool shortcuts, but that shortcut shot us way ahead of the nationality, way ahead of the deliberate pacing and sense of this story. But I nevertheless think it is cool to show off that the game has a somewhat non-linear design to it. And a Shadow of the Colossus stamina circle. I also do want to point out that I've played with the mouse and keyboard by now longer than I managed to play with the controller and got the crashes. Unfortunately, though, that means that switching to the front panel connectors for my controller are not the solution. I think I recognize where we are. I think I recognize that bridge, but...
The glittering
Yeah.
denotes a soul end, which should make clear that civilization still exists. The expedition had multiple objectives.
The expedition has multiple objectives. Wild is a sentence that kind of leaves you hanging until it gets followed up with the sentence that triggers at the top of the hill here, where he says that one of the objectives was a smoke screen over the researcher's eyes. Okay, now, before the game crashed last time, we were working on a sort of jumping puzzle to get that shiny... Whoa, no, 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 no! Ah! I overjumped it! Okay, so now we gotta climb back up with a long, arduous sequence of refilling the stamina meter as punishment for wanting to go too fast, too cool, when sliding down the hill and losing our footing. Come on. Come on. E. I gotta get used to E being the jump button instead of space. Maybe I should rebind that. A lifetime of muscle memory is telling me that space is up and control is down. It's not that different. E is up and space is down. I want to fucking... No, 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 no! It's shit ass! You know, maybe I should take a different route back up there. I just want to do more sliding than maybe I should, because there is a certain amount of self-propelling that your penguin does when you're in slide mode. You are not a complete victim to gravity. There's also something going on with the penguin exchange, where you can press tab to become another penguin in the herd. Ooh, maybe I should try that out with the walruses. But for now, I want to show off the really, really wacky way I figured out how to... Yeah! No, we missed it, but that's the idea, that's the idea. If you get momentum in your slide, and then hold the jump button, and then jump again in the air, there's kind of a double jump where your penguin does a flip, but they gain a bit of air when they do the flip. So if you start the running jump at the right edge of the last stair here, and then do a double jump into the wall, you can gain enough momentum to climb up this thing and get the shiny. And it looks kind of weird, and I don't know if this is how... Almost, we're almost there. Now I gotta break out of the slide. We're trapped into slide mode. Looking helps, but it looks like I'm slowly slipping off the corner. Ah! Okay, third time's the charm. Or maybe I should do it this way, because if you go really fast, you get more air. So, by comparison, Umurangi Generation I don't think had much of a movement system going on at all, unless you were playing the really good DLC where you unlock Jet Set Radio Skates. Damn it. See? Only small penguins can fit through this gap. So that made me think that maybe there's some kind of jumping or staircase building Deus Ex puzzle going on, where you take possession of a small penguin and then build staircases with the small penguins to jump on top of their heads to jump on top of the stairs to get the shiny. But no, I tried that earlier in an earlier run and it didn't work. There's no collision between you and the other penguins, so you can't climb on top of them. What has reliably worked for me for a few times, even though it seems like a janky, unintended solution... Whoa! Whoa! Yeah! There we go! Record. Is, spamming the double jump into the corner to clip your way on top of the box.
Did these scientists know it was all a ruse? That they were merely a smokescreen for a greater scientific discovery? When we arrived, most of these expeditions...
I love the visual combined with the audio here. This very, very serious Lovecraftian horror is going on where your penguin is very, very cute and waddling around completely unassumingly. Now hang on, look at what happens when you go under the house. Bump, 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 bump. It's the Metal Gear intrusion view. Can't quite control him the same way you can with a controller. But when you crouch into small spaces, you go into, there we go, an actual Metal Gear Solid intrusion view in order to save the space. Alright, so here we have some pieces of German media featuring the year 1939, and with the warning provided at the beginning of the game. Okay. What? Ah! Got it. I didn't exactly hit it perfectly, but I still got it.
Shit, this place is cold. Can't imagine moving here with a wife and kids.
Roger. That was Roger, apparently. Roger's photos and memories. Roger's photos are memories lost to time. So, I was experimenting around earlier when doing the troubleshooting, and it seems like different penguins, the idea is that you pick a smaller penguin if you want to fit through a smaller space. You pick a bigger penguin if you want to make bigger jumps, but that comes at the sacrifice of speed because you're heavier. And you pick the medium penguin you start with if you just want the worst of both worlds. So, doing the jumping puzzle behind the hut seemed easier with bigger penguins. Smaller penguins have access to alternative areas and shortcuts, like little tiny holes that teleport you to cool new places. And I don't know if I'll be able to do it with this penguin, but just for the fun of it, it is possible to slide onto the table opposite of the one with Roger's photos on it and make a big glorious mess out of the lantern and bottles shining on the table. Okay, so this is some kind of German hut. There's 1939 German media with a rope of sausages around here. And then there's the fascism warning at the beginning of the game, so I don't think it takes much guesswork. Yeah, fuck this. Fuck these tables. Fuck these bottles. Guesswork to understand what's going on here in this little hut to a certain extent. But then again, the guy's name is Roger, whose photos you find, which isn't exactly the most stereotypically German name for how stereotypically German the rest of the stuff going on in here. So maybe do they have an American with them? It's a telegraph station. The narrator said there were scientists who uncovered a terrifying plot while doing science work in Antarctica. The animal Antarctica. The animals are weird. They're not behaving like yeah, walruses. I don't know if walruses are a penguin's biggest concerns. They might be, I just don't know if they are. But they don't give a shit. The animals don't really give a shit. They're all locked into some kind of weird trance. Ooh, let's get the shiny. I already got that one earlier, but the game crashed, so it doesn't count. And I can take a cool shortcut here and try to do a cool jump to get it. What's with these? I have played 2 games tonight that are ostensibly to some extent artsy-fartsy indie games. This one considerably more so. There we go. Indigenous. This one considerably more so than TANUKI Pond Summer. But both of them are about controlling an animal with ridiculous physics that allows you as the player to enjoy the thrill, chills, and spills of doing sick tricks and enjoyable little platformy jumping puzzles on your way through the narrative. It's like there's something in the water right now. Games are all about animals sliding around and jumping around. And I'm pretty sure that ladder is where you're supposed to go if you're supposed to take the route that makes the story make the most sense. But it's very non-linear. This whole map is a wide open blob. And when you're replaying it over and over again because the game crashes every 5 minutes, there's speedrunning potential here, I've discovered. Only small penguins can fit through this gap. So that's the purpose of changing penguin sizes and possessing different penguins of different sizes and controlling them. Maybe the player is some kind of demonic consciousness possessing the animals, and that's what's going on here. Anyways, for now, let's follow the wind and follow the light. And kind of tempted to join that penguin colony over there and change penguins, but there really is not much to gain. I don't want to climb up the steep, sheer cliffs. I want to slide around and have some ice sliding fun. Right? Okay, so let me just demonstrate. I'm bigger, but I'm slower. But I kind of slide around at more or less the same speed and jump considerably higher. The water is especially scary because that's where I expect the... I'm not a penguinologist, I'm not a penguin expert. Maybe walruses are their natural predator, but I keep expecting like a shark or a polar bear or something to grab us from the water, because isn't that when penguins get eaten the most, is when they're swimming around? They're more vulnerable in the water than they are on the ground. I don't know. I'm not a penguinologist. If we have any penguinologists... Oh, I think our stamina is bigger too, is a bigger penguin. If we have any penguinologists in the Twitch chat, please let me know and speak now or forever hold your peace. Penguin peace. Whee! We'll be a big penguin for a while and see how it does. So I think the zone that you're supposed to discover next, based on where the light is calling you at least, is this one here. This big crane-looking structure on top. I think if I was taking a proper walking route, we would be following the penguins in the penguin colony behind us. Okay, can, like, bigger penguins not climb as well because they're heavier? Seems like something like that's kicking in here. But yes, look at this spooky skeleton, and then a crane that kind of looks like a gun or something.
And at home, the sheer cliffs were not something we could climb without machinery. We would have to find another route to the camp.
Yeah, narrator tells you gotta find another route, and just in case you didn't get it by now, there's a tutorial text prompt telling you that the wind is also a navigational aid. And what are these guys? There are some mysterious dark black penguins in this house here that look weird and act weird. And the narrator says something about how the animals aren't obeying the laws of nature here. What was that one? Settler. They're all colonialism words. There's something about colonizing the wild, untamed southern hemisphere. What do we think this one's gonna be? Is it gonna be Manifest? Is it gonna be Destiny? Should I slide under? I think I want to be a medium-sized penguin. Uncivilized! I feel like I said that one a few times. Alright, so now that you hit a dead end, you follow the wind as your next reliable guidepost, and maybe get attracted to the weird shiny rocks poking out of the ground here. What's the deal with that? Why is there... Oh wait, there's a shiny on top of the shiny rocks. Let me go get it. Oh, that was cool. Yeah! There's some way to do sick dolphin dives? Colonist. I can't believe I have to play my friend demos with the inferior controller scheme tonight. Landmarks are really clear now. Whoa! I think that was me, but I got a little spooked. It sounded like an animal was barking at me in my left ear. I guess we'll follow the flags with the lights. The wind's blowing in their direction too. But flare we're trying to get to is in the opposite direction. Maybe I took a bad route earlier during one of my crashy runs. I thought there was some kind of jumping puzzle. Oh, wait, no, they are leading me. Yeah, okay, there it is. There's the jumping puzzle. Next to the Miskatonic University burnt-out tent that gave the narrator a trance. Is there something going on with this box here? Barrel. Doesn't look like it, no. Okay, we got another telegraph pole. But there's a shiny placed on top of what looks like an impassable sheer cliff. This is the second time I'm hitting some kind of staircase that my penguin doesn't really want to climb out. Can I exploit the double jump like earlier? Ah, no, come on, get out of the sliding mode. I don't think we're supposed to go up that right now. I'm gonna let the wind guide me for a while. So this is about as far as I've gotten before. I don't know anything else here, but the shiny up there means that you will get up there someday. It might not make sense now, but it'll make sense later. That's how video games work. Oh geez. Oh okay, not quite as barren as I thought it would be. There's nothing in this water that's going to eat. Ooh. Gotta get my slide going on. What happened? Why not sliding? Did I break something? Uh-oh. I don't know if this is supposed to happen. I'm not...
The supply lines were built up to ensure that cargo transporting was foolproof in adverse conditions. On days when a plane could not land nor sea land, an elaborate hauling method had been put in place. Despite this, the Brigadier made sure his personal ski plane was always parked next to him in case of emergency. The crazy man had flown alongside the Red Baron.
No. Okay, I think I'm hitting a glitch here. Oh, wait. Maybe if I change penguins? There we go, now I can slide again. Good, good, good. Brush it, barf, barf. What are these? Construction materials? Yeah, I guess these are stacks of construction materials. That. They're giant frameworks. Cubes. I'm immersed. I'm not talking very much, and I think it's because I'm extra immersed, because I've not seen this territory of the game before. How are we able to see the flare through so many layers of solid mountain rock?
The Brigadier smiled as he adjusted his glove, checking for any imperfections. Academics are used to challenging one authority with their own. But it was clear, the only discipline of any importance to this expedition was that of the Brigadier.
Brigadier. Remind me what a brigadier is again? Some kind of military general sort of guy, right? Isn't that what a brigadier is? I want to see what's on the other side of the bridge before I actually follow the wind into that watery pool down there. Looks like more construction material. Oh, these are what they're building the bridges out of. Okay. I don't know, this doesn't quite look like a weird optional area. There seems like a pretty deliberate arrangement of bridges and signposts for me to follow. Am I following the flags more than I am the wind and the flare? I don't know, we're still going towards the flare, but the wind wants us going to the right. Oh, and there's a shiny over here. Okay, I'm gonna go get the shiny and back and follow the flags to the flare. You know what? I went the right way anyway. I'm not going back up there. The flare is over here. The same dynamic still applies. The wind wants me going to the right. But the flare looks pretty straightforward and straight ahead. Is this a different kind of ice? Oh, there's a clear wall. Okay, we're a bit too far off the beat path here. Oh yeah, that was some good speed. I want to climb it. I want to climb it. It might be annoying, but I want to climb it. That wasn't that annoying. Okay, how are we going to find our way? Aha! I think the flags are marking a gap. Not a gap. Is this the gap I'm supposed to... The penguins' waddle noises remind me of the lip-smacking noises from Horses by Santa Ragione from 2025. This is not the way. To the right. There. Alright, let me take another look at where that last flag left me off at. Oh my god, this is like following the flags in the Ocarina of Time Gerudo Desert. Maybe I am supposed to go back up to the top before I got distracted by the shiny. I'm not quite sure what the reward is for gathering those besides satisfied curiosity and accomplishment of navigation. Okay, there's stairs again, but it looks like I can jump over them from the side. Yeah, I don't need to use those stairs. I can use this ramp. Alright, now what's below the crest here? More flags, thank God. Okay, now where's the flare? Thank God, we're going the right way now. Left or right? Wind's blowing right. Flare's kinda leaning left. We're going left first. If the wind is showing us the way around the obstacles, I at least want to know what what the obstacles are going to be looking like that we're making our way around. Oh. Is that a guy? I think that's a guy. Got buildings, tower, players around here. Let's check out this one first. Was a tent? Okay. I guess this is like the burnt out tent we did earlier. Native. I don't think there's a whole lot of people living in Antarctica who count, right? Yeah, how are they gonna... I'm curious. Are the colonizers colonizing Cthulhu's home turf or something? Who lives in Antarctica that's gonna be pissed off about colonizers coming to take their land? Only small penguins. I appreciate the animation, it's cute. So I guess if we went right or left, we'd be looping around back here. Maybe there's something hidden underneath this hill, let's find out. It's like a scary bottomless pit, but it's actually not. Yeah. A little puddle. Puddle for my trouble. Alright, before I investigate the town, where there are men, and fire, and guard towers, I'm gonna read Twitch chat. And see if there's any interesting messages that I might have been missing. Particularly messages about why using a USB controller is crashing my games. I'd really like to know. Oh my gosh, did that thing burn down in real time? I think I saw a shader effect of the texture turning transparent through the fire, but I didn't know if it was looping or happening very slowly. I guess it was happening very slowly in real time. So wait, that means that the fire would have started maybe like, considering that we left it for 3 minutes and then it was gone when we got back, that means that tent got burnt. Oh, he's like waking up. Hang on a second, I gotta pause. We're reading Twitch chat. Are there enemies I have to avoid now? Is this just the thing? Maybe. Great font. Okay, this is just the thing. And now penguins. I feel attacked or sing by Penta Penguin. Southern. What the fuck, LOL. Is that the guy's voice from Disco Elysium? Yes, it is. Bloodborne Insight. Define low budget. Seals and walruses eat penguin. Okay, I was looking at Twitch chat stuff from long ago. Because Firefox crashed long ago, and now it's got to refresh itself. Different types of penguin make me think George Miller, Happy Feet Core, Newt. Polar bears don't live in the southern hemisphere. Well, they're not obeying the laws of nature because they gain speed sliding uphill. Anyone from a brigade, brigadier, anyone from a brigade. Could be a 1-star general or a Commodore 64, evil Santa. Cthulhu is between Brighton, UK and Augusta, Maine. Yeah, there's guys who I thought were like going crazy, but now they're walking around. They still kind of look... Oh. Okay, so it wasn't an enemy I had to worry about. His neck burst with blood, and then he fell face first in the snow, kind of ragdolled. He's a ragdoll! Wow. And let me also check if these tents really actually are burning up in real time. Yes. Okay, they don't start until you get close, so that's how they keep you from just stumbling upon a camp full of burnt out tents if you take your sweet time exploring before getting here. So I think that guy keeling over and dying is a more complicated animation than anything that happened in Umurangi Generation. to say the least, of how you're almost like a Mario-like character in here, where slipping and sliding and bopping around this bouncy little boy is the wah, 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 is the game. Yeah, you can just hear Mario going wah 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 sometimes when you lose control of him a bit because he's just so bouncy. This is a much more ambitious movement system. There's so much more motion going on in this game compared to Umurangi. I think the snow also sells the effect too. Hey, what about this guy? This guy's taking a little longer to die than everyone else. Maybe he's more interesting. Is this activating on distance? Well. Okay. Photograph 0. Sex. That's a different word than the ones we've found so far. The ones we found so far seem to evoke the sexlessness of a colonizer's adventures. What's this one gonna be? Prost. Okay, that means something that I don't know. He's holding a pistol. I feel kind of threatened. We're like some kind of ghost demon possessing the animals, aren't we? That's how these game stories usually go when you possess creatures that have different abilities. Remember Driver San Francisco, where you played as a ghost driver who possessed cars? Whee! Yo-hee! Yo-ho-ho! Was that a trumpet? There's a bugler? There is a sound coming out of it. Oh, the penguins and the men are kind of like coexisting here. Oh, what's that guy up to? Now it sounds like a foghorn. The first two blows he tooted just sounded kind of weird. Hello. Hello, what's your deal, sir? Oh, shit, let's not get too close. You seem like you're slightly less crazy than the other, maybe not. Alright, so he's bleeding from his eyes and his mouth, and locked into some kind of trance. I guess these are the Nazis, judging by the eagle on his helmet, or his cap. I didn't want to immediately assume, because just about any kind of men hanging around in the snow are going to be wearing white. But the eagle was more of the giveaway. One of the dead guys had a Luger pistol. They foreshadowed it in the telegraph station, to say the least of the disclaimer that happened before the very game. And I am wondering about that disclaimer. I thought that was supposed to be more of a plot twist than maybe it is going to turn out to be. That the hapless scientists who stumble on the Lovecraftian horrors in the ice or this time are going to be Nazi scientists. I think it sounds super different when you're far away versus when you're close. Like, it's echoing more the closer I get, which is like the opposite of how... Oh, shit. Damn. That looks like it hurts.
Whistle was the first man to arrive into his catatonic state. He did not speak the word English, so I was unable to learn his name. Our billy plates did not include names, only numbers.
The billy plate.
I would hear him speak to himself. The song he whistled was always the same three notes. Was this his conduit tip? Just sometimes he was the first to go with the exploration team. The first of many men.
Oh, that's an MP40. It's 1939. Did they have the MP40? Because wasn't the 40 in a year? I don't know. I'm not an MP40ologist. I'm not a World War II weaponsologist. Oh boy! Speaking of which, I'm going through the Great Courses lecture series on Eastern European history.
My name
Ooh,
is
never mind. Hold that thought.
I am writing this under an appreciable mental strain, both from the lack of sleep and the nightmare which has taken my autonomy. Time has become a foreign concept to me, as I now see it in how it was intended.
He didn't have a German name either, like
Present and future.
Roger, so maybe there's some kind of internationalism going on with the group we found here, actually.
Glimmers of time. Do not think of me as a lunatic, for if you have seen the thing I have,
Yep.
you too will come to realize the implications of this discovery.
Yeah, I feel like this is supposed to be more of a revelation, but it's spoiled before the game Whoa. Game begins. Okay, so now when we look, we're looking through... What are we looking at here? Who's over there? Head to the Whisper of the Great... Infinite Lord of the... Okay, so maybe we're supposed to go towards the point of view of who the look button is attached to now. Doop, 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 doop. Oh, another Roger photo. What's this one gonna be?
Your liveys crack me up, you know that?
Oh, I could control it for a second, huh? Okay, you limeys, that's like American World War II British slang for a British guy. So there's some kind of internationalism going on here, I'm guessing. There are American and British scientists hanging out with Nazi scientists in 1939 Empire. I believe the war was on. I do not know if there were like cooperative research projects going on at the time, though. Maybe. This might be like... Is this like the Olympics where they were competing without having to fight a war? Are they like having a science competition here? Or are they cooperating? Are we supposed to be shocked that the Americans are working with the Nazis here? Oh, there's a shiny that I missed. I don't think it's worth going out of the way for that one. Okay, and whose point of view? The point of view, like, changes by my movement. Mouse changes the point of view. WSAD changes the point of view. But the look button gave you your objective previously. Okay, maybe the point of view of whoever we're possessing here. He's kind of looking at the horizon line. He's not exactly looking at our penguin. They, I assumed the gender. The point of view creature entity is definitely not there when we turn around and look for him. But maybe they're always going to be looking in the direction we should be going. Alright, so now are we climbing on top of the sheer walls that blocked us earlier? Yeah. Okay, we're going to do it. We're going to try to climb the bridge here. Sorry, I spooked Eddie with my enthusiasm. We got the stamina for this, and we got the precision of the mouse for this. Wow! 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 So I guess curiosity did get the better of me, and now I want to see what's happening down here. What happens if I bounce into them? Let me bounce. Oh, no collision. I went right through his butt. Boing. Boing. Nope, no collision. Okay, so that's a ski plane. The narrator's name I kind of forgot, but I don't remember it sounding very obviously stereotypically associated with any of the nationalities involved here. Roger is very stereotypically American. The, postwork and equipment is very stereotypically German.
When we were awoken by the sound of the most sinister scream, Whistle had been physically beaten. His face was unfazed as blood rushed from his eye, coating the snow in the most vibrant red. It was not clear if his screams were one of laughter or horror. He sat there all night, laughing to himself. Sleep never found him, nor the rest of us.
So it's like The Thing, where Antarctic snow zone researchers uncover Lovecraftian evil in the snow, but there's World War II tensions afoot. There's some kind of international team of Hang on, hold that thought. There's an international team I'm feeling, but it sounds like the German Nazis are calling the shots. And some tensions of the war going on elsewhere must be coming up here too.
So I say to the guy, you really are stupid.
That's all? Oh, I should figure out what to do more with the movement controls you get when looking at those photos. Uh-oh. Oh, thank God. Look at that! It didn't crash! It hung for a second and gave me a fucking panic attack. But if I don't have the controller plugged in, we're not crashing. I guess we take the bridge. No, does that mean going all the way around? Okay. And I think I am interpreting the new dynamics of the look button. Oh, so whoever shot the flare... Yeah, okay. The camp with all the crazy people smashing their head on a rock. Like the Penguin Doctor in my Twitch stream intro. That must have happened like 5 to 10 minutes before you start the game. Because you follow the flare for 5 to 10 minutes, and when you arrive, the place is just finishing, the tents at least, are just finishing burning up. Whee! But yes, I believe there is some deliberate ludonarrative dissonance that is deliberately being played because Vess is such a Metal Gear Solid fan who loves it when serious, spooky political stories are being told with a healthy degree of goofballism going on at the same time. Umurangi Generation was not that, but Penguin Colony might be that. I'm feeling it. Because this blank, innocent stare that your character gives the extremity of the situation is adorable and lovely. Where did I come from? I don't think I came from... Yeah, if entity is pointing me that way, I did not come from that direction. This is a bridge I think I might have been tempted to take earlier, but... Whoa! Aha! But I found an alternate way around.
Whistle sat motionless. The wind held his tune. Within the morning, he had died. His body too cold to collapse. His remains were dragged from the tent. Without saying a word, the soldiers locked the gate behind them. Another man was taken that morning. In his place,
We'll go from
he would meet
top to
the
bottom.
same fate. 12 hours later.
Oh, we're getting the runic language. The Cthulhu language underneath the objectives now. Is our penguin learning more? Are we playing the Cthulhu demons? I don't know, but I want to investigate some of the earlier areas I skimmed over. But it's gonna take time. I don't want to just go straight ahead to the edge. There's some interesting things to gather here. Okay, this is different. Hang on, what causes the camera to zoom like? When I go down, does it zoom like that? Or when I hold for a while, does it? It almost feels like it's pulling me towards some kind of point of interest, but I don't think it is. I don't think I'm interpreting that zoom correctly. I saw... Oh man, the wind is... Where am I going? I'm wandering around... I don't know... Okay, that kind of looks like one of the zigzag bridges I took earlier, but I don't know. I feel like I've seen it before. Am I walking in circles or not? I'm going insane! I saw a shiny earlier. I wanted to go for it, but I kind of lost it. Remember when I said I'll go from top to bottom? That's because I saw two shinies. One... Oh, we're all the way back here at the ski plane. Okay, so that means... we're gonna go across the bridge. Natural bridge here. Wah! And when we hit the next ravine, we're gonna go investigate the bottom of it, where there were some man-made structures with a shiny next to it. And hopefully another chunk of story from Disco Elysium Man. Wah! 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 Is this a river bed? It looks... Geography is different from the earlier areas. There's a definite... Yeah, that's a river. There's a river running through here. An old frozen prehistoric riverbed. No, make the... Ah! Okay, try that again. Can we climb ladders? We can jump ladders. That's cute. I'll take it. Okay, now just... Oh no, it was not a It wasn't. It was not a collectible. It was just a light to throw me off course and make me lost and go crazy. Alright, fine. What direction is the wind blowing and what direction is the ghost who possesses me when I press the shift button looking at? That's what I need to be following, but getting back up the ladder is harder than the first time. Maybe I should just follow the river. Oh, if I was a small penguin, maybe I'd have more options. I've been insisting on being a medium penguin. Oh. Let's try climbing up the ice here. I don't know. Maybe I should try following the river. Okay, I had this problem in Breath of the Wild too. If a large outdoor video game world is designed without narrow enough tunnels and gives you climbing options like in Breath of the Wild, where it can be a slow pain in the ass but still possible to climb over most surfaces in the game, I end up kind of naturally gravitating towards routes that are sort of boring A to B straight lines, where I very, very easily fall under the false misassumption that I'll save time doing this. But I bet you're supposed to follow the river. and have an interesting adventure down there. Oh, sorry, Eddie. Or tiptoe across the narrow precipices of the mountains and have an interesting adventure there. I guess this counts as tiptoeing across the mountains and having an interesting precipice. Oh god, no, turn off the slide. Don't be sliding right now, George. What makes it zoom? I think if you just hold it for more than 2 seconds, it'll zoom in on whatever. Okay, what if I wiggle it and don't hold it? It still zooms. Okay, so the idea is you use this to get a vantage point. That's just texture. You use this one to figure out what your objectives looks like. And so now I ask an interesting question of that. Whether or not I want to slide across the rolling hills. Oh, it's just a large penguin. It's a very large penguin for it to be that visible at this far of a distance. Is that a giant penguin? I want to follow the flags and see something more interesting. Penguin's on the left. It is spooky, but without... Old dig site. Without predators or danger around. I don't know if I'm feeling apprehension when exploring these spooky new zones. Okay, well now the view and the wind. I'm pointing somewhere else, but there is something interesting over there. I don't see any shinies though. Wait, was that a guy? No, it was a penguin. Oh, okay, yeah, this is where we're going. This one's more interesting, whatever's that way. The penguins and the men are coexisting under some kind of evil trance here. Das Deutsche Volk-led. I don't know exact translation, but I'm guessing that's some Nazi ideology bullshit. This guy's say Gothis? The Germans or something. But if you generally see the term like Volk and in or around Nazi stuff, it's not a good sign. I don't know what the Lebd is. Anyone in Twitch know? I'm Googling it. Translate. Das Deutsche, the German people leapt. The German people are alive. Okay, on its face, that sounds relatively innocent enough, but I bet that's some kind of slogan from back in the day that's actually pretty awful. It was... Yeah, the German people are alive is what it means. The Deutsche Volk lived. Live! Okay. English is a Germanic language. We're actually not that far off. Lipt, lebt, live. Volk people. The Deutsche is obviously German. Oh, jeez, did it get hurt? Is it okay? Ooh, look at this. Is my penguin gonna go crazy from the non-Euclidean architecture?
When I awoke,
Great obelisk.
my eyes adjusted.
I like how you can't pull the camera up to see top of it.
an obelisk of basaltic cyclopean design.
Cyclopean.
I asked the doctor.
That's an ancient Greek
This
thing, by
was
the way.
what I was seeing. The excitement overwhelmed the doctor's face. He found sentences difficult to string together without his cheeks overstretching from joy. He collected himself. Roger's hands trembled, clicking his shutter in uniform rhythm. His mouth agape as the doctor...
Blackley.
Oh, crap.
No. The Aryan people once built great civilizations. Thousands of years ago, they ruled the entire...
No fucking way!
Our efforts to support this theory, for many years relegated to finding trinkets with tangential historical...
So are the Nazis interpreting that the Cthulhu monsters are ancient aliens who were also ancient Aryan Ubermenches? Yeah, come on. Why is the disclaimer here? This is some, like, Wolfenstein camp stuff, right? I don't know.
What you see before you is the greatest discovery mankind will ever make.
I think that disclaimer at the beginning is the only complaint I have here.
Shall make contact with him.
Other than that, it was very impressive and cute.
His name, Suruman.
Saruman? Okay, so, yeah, the plot twist that I almost did a spit take at is that the Nazi scientists think they found ancient Aryan advanced civilizations that are evoking the ancient aliens tropes and a lot of the racism surrounding it to a pretty comical...
The wind howls, different in the south than the north. It is only man in our mission to achieve dominion over Earth that has the drive to be in a place where he does not belong.
Oh, that was the obelisk in the background.
Me hau tātou ki te tonga. Ai atu I te hau a mahue mai I a tōroa.
My name is Howard Blakely. I am writing
Howard
this
Blakely.
under an appreciable mental strain, both from the lack of sleep and the nightmare which has taken hold of me. It was many years ago, while teaching at Boston Miskatonic, when I became delirious. Time has become a foreign concept to me. The past, present, and future all at once.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Unfortunately, I don't have time to play the third demo because these demos have been pretty long-lasting and generous. What was it? Burn 9 is a game that I was pretty interested in checking out, where you're playing a Metal Gear inspired tactical stealth puzzle, but from the perspective of the radio crew in Solid Snake's codec. We don't have time for that. It's 11:20. I can say for sure the fact this was funded by... Oh, is that the reason? I can say for sure the fact this was funded by the Australian government, they'd be required to have the disclaimer. So it's some weird Australian exclusive... I mean, it's Germany, quite reasonably so. It's always been a stickler about having Nazi symbols in games, even when they're depicted very negatively. Because I laughed at the stuff that guy said. They are not depicted very competently. They're utterly shitting the bed at uncovering the Cthulhu evil, and are completely coming to the wrong interpretation of it. I think that the ancient alien Cthulhu artifacts they found are actually ancient Aryan civilizational Atlantis technology in Thule or something. The disclaimer had me thinking that it would be more serious and less campy. So does the Australian government require you to put in a disclaimer about how scared you should be of fascism and how the depiction of fascism is not going to be an endorsement of fascism, even when any reasonable, competent player with a brain would come to that conclusion in a more naturally paced story as they go through instead? There is a movie by the same name which is about hate crimes. Penguin is non-Newtonian. I think it can handle the non-Euclidean. It's not exactly weird. It's more anti-hate laws here. I can understand. Yeah, but the thing is, I can understand why the disclaimer would be there if there was a more objective presentation of Nazi ideology. But when it's camped up for science fiction horror like that, where the Nazis are depicted almost as comic relief from how incompetent they are, it started the tone in a different place than the game ended up going. I don't know if it's a law per se, it's more the association with a government funding group. Yeah, which, I don't want to say the rules make sense, but the dynamic does make sense, because Australia has always been more of a stickler for game censorship than other countries. Germany too, where like both countries were less tolerant of video game violence than most countries are. But Germany was a stickler towards having Nazi imagery, even when it's campy and silly and obvious to anyone with a brain that it's not an endorsement. It's Wolfenstein stuff. Australia has been more of a stickler about games that have like antisocial fantasies going on. Like Grand Theft Auto always took a little longer to come out in Australia. They had to change it more or like import it through gray market ways. So if the game is like actually sponsored by the Australian government, I can't imagine the rules being more stringent, but it still doesn't seem like it makes a whole lot of sense to me in my America brain. The Gov is funding. What? The government is funding a clear not endorsement, so I guess that's why the disclaimer is there. Australia's quote-unquote censorship is a misnomer. We lacked a specific rating for a long time, so everything had to fit a lesser rating for the longest time. That's just getting semantic and splitting hairs. That's like saying that games in America can't be de facto censored because the government's not doing it, but the corporations do. But America is a country where the corporations have more power than the government, so depending on how you stretch the words, you could say that if corporations don't want to sell a game, they're effectively banning the game in earlier eras where games were dependent on physical distribution. I think I get it. I don't know if I sympathize with it, because I thoroughly enjoyed the demo, but was expecting something that the disclaimer had me thinking was not. It seems like a fun comic booky, campy depiction of Nazis instead of the serious German art movie downfall stuff depiction of Nazis, or compared to I don't know, like a Quentin Tarantino Inglourious Bastards kind of depiction of Nazis, where some kids might think the Nazis are cool. I don't think this is the kind of media where kids would accidentally come to that impression that the artist didn't intend. Nor do I think this is the kind of media where kids might be exposed to realistic Nazi ideology and thus get curious and go down a Wikipedia hole that might turn into real fascism either. This seems like it was playing it safe. The disclaimer had me worried, or expecting, or excited that we were going to be a bit more bold and avant-garde with the Nazi stuff. I don't know. I guess we'll just have to find out when Penguin Colony comes out in, hang on a second, there's no release date on that. I guess we'll just have to find out how campy the Nazis are when the game comes out on 2026.